Hi, I'm Troy, and I just finished watching Daredevil Born Again. It's basically the MCU reboot of the original Daredevil show from Netflix, and I'll just tell y'all right now, it's not as good. The story was changed halfway through filming. Whole characters that were in the original show weren't even going to be in it, or they were going to be recast altogether. So I was concerned about this from the get-go, especially with everything else that Marvel has released in the past few years. I wasn't expecting much from this show, but I was hopeful. And was I wrong to have hope? No, I don't think so. While things in the story had to be restructured mid-production, the final product was by no means as bad as it could have been. Compared to other Disney Plus Marvel releases, Daredevil Born Again actually felt like an episodic TV show instead of a 6-part movie. So, wow. Good job, Marvel. That's the bare minimum. But I guess a multi-billion-dollar movie studio with decades of filmmaking under its belt still needs to take baby steps. So I thought this season it definitely has some room to grow. It's not a bad, soft reboot, imagining, or whatever Marvel wants to call it. The returning cast was lovely to see again, though, spoilers, I wish they didn't kill Foggy. Apparently the actor is confirmed to be returning for season 2, but who knows if it'll just be like his flashbacks or if Marvel will actually follow a storyline from the comics and have it so Foggy faked his death. Either way, having Karen and Fisk and Vanessa and Foggy for 2 seconds all back on my screen with Daredevil again, it was very nostalgic and it was nice. Even though nostalgia's cheap as shit, but hey, I love this cast. Also, it was lovely to see Jon Bernthal's Punisher again. Anytime that man is on screen, it is fucking gold.
He's not worth it, Frank. How about him? He worth it?
Also, he sounds like a bear when you put him in slow motion. I'm looking forward to his special presentation or whatever they're calling it. Plus, the storyline of the NYPD appropriating the Punisher skull was really interesting. I just wish they could have fleshed it out a little bit more, but also this is a Daredevil show, not a Punisher show, so it makes sense why they didn't. Just give me more Jon Bernthal, please.
Bunch of clowns. I won't fucking piss on you if you were on fire, you got that?
Speaking of the cast, Michael Gandolfini was so fun to watch. Watching his performance throughout the entire season, it's so good.
You've all had an opportunity to look over Mayor Fisk's Safest Street initiative?
Yes, and it's insane.
Deputy Speaker. Insane.
In his last scene, especially, the way he just stands up with his hands on his hips, all cocky and shit, with like a big old grin, like, oh, God, I wanted to slap the fuck out of him. It was so good. It was so much of a little fucking scumbag. Little kiss ass of a scumbag. I'm really excited for wherever he's gonna go next season. It's so good. It's great. It's great. Also, I love the BB Urich segments. The BB Report or whatever her little show was called. It's nice to see the normal, everyday people of the MCU for once. Because, like, after all these years, it really felt like the Avengers and all the Marvel heroes were just saving the world, but we never got to see any of the people that they saved. We never really got, like, their opinions on world events or anything like that. So that was nice to see for once.
But somebody invades my privacy, I have no problem taking my piece and putting it to their head. That's it.
And one of the antagonists, villains, I guess, mostly an antagonist, I wouldn't even call him like a villain. All the Muse artwork throughout the season was pretty cool, but I wish they went as crazy with the blood murals as the comics did. Not that the art in the TV show isn't bad, it's just the comic stuff, when you think about a serial killer doing that, that's crazy versus just like street graffiti, you know? Anyway, Muse was an interesting villain. His whole artistic process of an MO to kill people was really intriguing, albeit theatrical as fuck. They didn't kill Muse off in the comics, so I'm kind of disappointed that they killed him off in the show. They could have just easily had him get arrested, hospitalized, and then they cart him off to save him for later. because that's kind of what they did in the comics, and I would have been okay with that because he was an interesting villain. But nope, they killed him off. Marvel made an interesting villain another one and done. White Tiger was great. I get why they killed him off for the story, but part of me wishes that they didn't. It was just a very, very good character, but most of that just came from the actor and how he performed it. It's so sad that the actor, Camar de los Reyes, forgive me if I'm saying that wrong, it's so sad that he passed away before he got to see how well received his interpretation of White Tiger, Hector Ayala, was. He fucking killed it. The first season of the Netflix show had a certain vibe and like a stylistic consistency that this show has at times, but it hasn't really found its footing yet. It hasn't really figured out what that is. It knows some things, like with Daredevil's powers, they'll like zoom in and put whatever he's listening to, they'll put that in center frame and they'll change the aspect ratio and all of that, which is pretty cool. But like, the use of color in the original Netflix series was an intentional and unique choice for the storytelling of that show. All the various colors shining through Matt's dark apartment from the windows are some of the main visuals that I remember from the old show. In Born Again, color is used differently. So like for Fisk, they use a lot of white, and of course for Matt, Daredevil, they'll use a lot of red, and for Bullseye, it's just a lot of blue. Episode 8 does make the choice a couple times throughout the episode to drench the screen, fully cover it in red or blue, depending on whether it's a Daredevil moment or a Bullseye moment in the episode. I thought it looked really good and was an interesting stylistic choice for the episode. I only wish the creative team had done more things like that throughout the whole season and not just the one episode, as well as having more intention behind the meaning of the colors rather than it just being it's the color of their suits from the comics, because that's dumb and boring as fuck. Part of what made the original show's action so memorable were the long takes, and also those scenes were filled with so many other little moments that were just so satisfying and just like, damn, that's good action. Like that one microwave, for example. And not to say that the action was bad in this show, it was just shot differently, and at certain moments it didn't look the best. Plus, at times it depended heavily on CGI, which would be very noticeable, and it kind of took me out of it, especially when it was used for moments when like you didn't need to have a CGI person there. You could have just filmed as stunt people fighting each other like they did in the original show, and it's still fine. Matter of fact, it looks better. But anyway, hopefully the creators can improve on that next season and maybe even bring back more practical long takes. I'm not saying that this new show needs to be exactly like the old show. It's just, in my opinion, practical long takes look better for action, or any time that you don't have to cut a bunch of times in order for a scene or a story in a fight to make sense. I want to see people have to gear up for the next punch. I don't want to just cut to the punch being thrown, because it's like I'm just getting the punch lines but not the build up, you know? Disney, I get that y'all have the volume technology and like hella money for CGI with little to no respect for the artists, but you don't need to always use it. It's very noticeable when you do, and it takes me out of the story. So please stop using it for regular cityscapes. Just put a camera on the street or a rooftop with your actors and just record outside. It makes your fictional world feel more real, like it's tangible, and not like you're shooting it in a secret soundstage like we all know you are. Stop. However, with all the CGI and stuff going on, the last episode did a full practical effect, which good shit. Kingpin deadass rips a dude's face in threes. He just, like, holy fuck, that looks so good. The first time I watched this scene, I was honestly thinking that if they did anything, it would just be like a crazy, oh no, the sound of his neck breaking was bad, which like, but thank God they didn't shy away from it, and they let it show. Fully expected them to cut away, or like it wouldn't be as gruesome or as bloody as it should be for a show that's rated TVMA, especially a Daredevil show, because the Kingpin has decapitated dudes with a car door before. So if he's gonna be violent, show it. We need to see that. I love that they fully committed to it, even with the Disney logo in the corner as just happens. So that's pretty cool. I love a good practical effect, and they have the money for that. So like, come on now, give me more of that. Don't give me CGI when you could build shit like that. Fucking, that's so cool. Give me more of that, Marvel, please. Anyway, I thought Daredevil Born Again was decent. It's still finding its footing in some areas, and it's a little messy, but they did have to restructure the story halfway through production, like I said, so that was kind of expected this season. And it is definitely different from the Netflix show, though it's not a bad different. It's just new. It's revamped. It's almost like Daredevil was born again. Okay, that's all. Thanks for watching, and if you made it this far in the video, leave a comment that says, ew, gross. Like and subscribe. Okay, bye.